Today's top headlines, and in this episode we're calling it, You Can't Make This Stuff Up. I have all the details and what you need to know, including one state that has just approved over $3,000 worth of checks to their residents. I have all the details right here in this video, so let's get right into it. Alright, so first off, this video would not be complete if I didn't start out by telling you that we just hit a new all-time high record when it comes to the national average for 1 gallon of gas. Are you surprised? No, of course you're not surprised. This has been the same old story that we've been talking about for over a week now. Every single day, a new all-time high record when it comes to gas prices. So, here's what the new average is. $4.593 per gallon of gas on average across the entire United States. In fact, in California, over $6 per gallon, and many states all across the country, over $5 per gallon right here, right now. Now, this new record is only about a half of a penny higher than the previous all-time high record, but that's not what matters. What matters right now is that it is once again a new all-time high record. So when it comes to gas prices, they do actually calculate these fractions of a penny, so therefore that's why it was only up about a half of a penny over the previous high. But anyway, it's still yet again another new record. Now this is in the headlines. I like to keep it posted what's in the headlines, so this is one of the headlines out there, and we need to watch this very closely because this does impact all of us in some way, shape, or form. All right, next, we've been hearing all these headlines talking about the baby formula shortages, right? Well, according to everything I've been reading about this, apparently the manufacturers and the labs that create all this stuff are going to be back up and operational, but the unfortunate part is that they're not going to have the necessary amount of supply that everybody needs around the entire United States for probably a couple weeks. Well, luckily, European countries are stepping up right now and sending big shipments over to us in the form of plane rides across the Atlantic Ocean over to us that are actually going to be landing today in Indiana. So as of right now, maybe that first plane has already landed in Indiana with 132 pallets, in other words, 31 tons of baby formula brought in from European countries. Now, this is going to be followed up shortly thereafter in the next couple days here with another 114 pallets worth of baby formula, and then this will be distributed all across the country right now. So according to the reports and everything that I've been reading on this, apparently there are babies hospitalized all across the United States right now because they don't have the necessary formula. Super sad situation, right? Anyway, this is a big story that's in the headlines. I want to keep you posted with this because really, it's just a sad old situation all around, right? But this is kind of the story for a lot of people right now. Not enough food on the table, and unfortunately, it's trickling all the way down into babies too. So anyway, sad stuff that's going on out there right now. Next, another story out there that is making the headlines is Russia has officially cut off Finland from gas flow. So natural gas flows from Russia into Finland, which actually accounts for about 5% of the natural gas in Finland that is consumed. And as of today, Russia has cut them off. So they basically just cut off the taps and no more natural gas flowing into Finland from Russia. The good thing about this, again, there's not a whole lot of good about it, but the good thing about it is that natural gas only accounts for about 5% of the consumption in Finland out of Russia. So again, it's not like a huge percentage of their energy consumption in Finland, but fact of the matter is, it is still some of their energy consumption, about 5%. And it was last weekend that Russia cut them off from electricity as well. And again, it's a very small percentage of their electricity consumption comes from Russia. But again, just another utility cut off going into that country. Why, you might be wondering? Well, simply because they have officially submitted their application to join NATO along with Sweden just a few days ago. So again, we'll have to see what happens there as far as that story and how it progresses. Let's just hope that nothing else transpires out of that other than possibly just cutting off energy supply. Let's hope that that's all that arrives out of all this. But again, only time will tell, just like so many other stories that we talk about right here on the channel. All right, next, another report that just came out that I want to tell you about is honestly a little bit shocking, once again, which is why we're calling this video, You Can't Make This Stuff Up. So here's what's actually happening. The savings rates of people, as in the amount of money that people have saved right now, has dropped by about $9,000 on average for the average person out there over 2021. So here in 2022, here's here's what it looks like. The average person has a little over $62,000 in savings or money set aside savings. Again, I'm not really sure how they're calculating this money because that seems to me like a lot of money set aside. I'd like to know who has $62,000 set aside right now. I don't know. It just seems like a big amount of money for the average person to have set aside. Now, this is actually down from about $73,000 just last year in 2021. So, as you can see here, many people are reporting that their savings are down over $9,000, according to this report, which is about 15% reduction in savings rates, simply because of everything going on right now. Increased inflation, driving prices higher, maybe incomes are not keeping up with that. A lot of different things that are accounting for this, and many people are also actually coming in and saying that all of this going on right now, this rapidly rising inflation, is negatively impacting their retirement. Well, yeah, of course. I think many people here in the community can probably say the same thing, right? If you're somebody who is retired, you're probably saying the same exact thing right now. This inflation is really digging in deep on your retirement, right? So a lot of people typically plan their retirements many, many years out. In fact, probably many decades out. And you don't really plan for, 8.5% inflation or even higher. Now, that's what's being reported to us is 8.5% inflation. But some people out there, analysts and experts, people that watch this stuff very closely, are actually saying that we could be actually experiencing inflation right now in the mid-teens, around 16% as far as the real inflation that we're actually experiencing right now, rather than the 8.3 to 8.5% that is actually being reported to us each and every month. So, again, whatever, that's just what they're saying. But either the fact of the matter is we all completely know that inflation is very hot. Now, here's something else that's coming out right now. Considering energy prices, as in gas prices, are moving up so significantly this month, there's actually reports out that are suggesting, once again, inflation is likely going to be moving significantly higher for the next report that comes out. Next month, in mid-next month, so in about 3 weeks from right now, when the next report comes out, they're actually anticipating that it's going to be up significantly because a large factor within the inflation data that comes out each and every month, it comes from energy prices. Well, we've seen energy prices go up significantly just in the last couple of weeks here, right? We've been talking about it, just like I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Once again, gas prices going significantly higher, right? So, wow. I mean, seriously, you can't make this stuff up. How many times I got to say this, right? Even when I read these stories, I feel like you've got to be kidding me. Where's this stuff coming from? But seriously, this is what's in the headlines right now. This is all real stuff that we're living through right now. And again, many people can point the finger at COVID. Is it really COVID or is it other things? Again, I'm not going to put my opinions in here. That's up to you to decide. I'm not here to persuade people, but rather I'm here to deliver the news and let you know what is in the headlines and what's going on and what's going to impact us right here, right now, and in the short term, in the future. Anyway, let's get into it and talk about this check that was just approved by one state out there that'll be going out to a lot of people. So here's one thing that we know. As of right now, there are multiple different states all across the country that are approving checks for residents. Checks are going out in the amount of anywhere between a couple $100, $350, $500, $800, $850, $1,700. I mean, there's amounts all across the board from many different states that are sending out checks right here, right now, to millions and millions of people in the form of like tax rebates, tax credits. In other words, stimulus checks. It's basically just a different name for a stimulus check. Those are going out on top of all of the guaranteed basic income programs that are out there right now, sending out monthly checks for those people who are qualified, the low-income individuals. There's a lot of different programs right now sending out checks on an ongoing basis, either that or just one-time payments going out. Well, we just got approval of another program right here, and I want to tell you about it because I do know that there are some of you right here in this community that this will impact. Alaska, you're up. Yes, Alaska. Your legislature in Alaska has just approved a $3,200 check for you. That's a big one, right? $3,200. So here's what it shakes out to be. Here's the unfortunate part. If you can say there's something unfortunate about it, they actually wanted to pass $3,850 checks. Unfortunately, it failed in the House. So you're not getting $3,850, but rather you're going to get $3,200. Here's what it comes out to. A $2,500 dividend, as you typically get because of the oil production in the state of Alaska. So that is your annual dividend amount, is $2,500. However, you're going to get an extra $700 kicker on top of that, up to $3,200 for those of you in the state of Alaska. I do know that there are some of you here from Alaska, so congratulations. I mean, seriously, that's a big check. Now, they said that these are going to be going out in the fall, so, unfortunately, we have to wait a couple more months to get those checks in the state of Alaska. Anyway, wanted to keep you posted on that, but that just came out, a new announcement and the latest check, and possibly the biggest one going out across all the states. But another big one out there right now is the state of Maine. They approved their checks maybe, 2-3 weeks ago or so. Maine has approved $850 checks per person, up to $1,700 checks for a married couple. So $1,700 in the state of Maine for your checks as well. Now, I did see another story out there as well. And again, I do not think this one is approved yet. I wasn't able to find a whole lot of information on this one, but this was in the state of Oregon. Oregon, I think it is. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, Oregon, your state is sending out checks as well. Again, I don't think it is fully approved yet, but I did see something along the lines of about a $300 check with possibly about a $3 billion surplus in that state. So again, I'll keep an eye on that one for you. I do know there's some of you here in the community as well from that state across many other states right now that are sending out money because these states are flush with cash, billions and billions of dollars sitting on their books. In fact, California, almost $100 billion surplus in that state, $97 billion in the state of California. That's unreal. That's a lot of money, right? Anyway, these are the top headlines that I have for you as of right now. Of course, I'll continue watching The Wire very closely as I do get more information on any of these updates. Of course, I'll be back here for you, breaking it all down, along with any other updates that are going on out there to help you out in any way that I possibly can, as well as keep you updated with all of the latest and greatest information that continues hitting The Wire. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other 2,500 plus videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I truly do appreciate it. I truly want to help you out in any way that I can during this very busy time as money is thrown down everywhere. We just got to pay attention to everything closely and grab our share of the pie when it comes around. So anyway, enjoy your day. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you again soon.